Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am back with another review. And today, we're taking a look at from the G.I. Joe Classified series. This is the Cobra Bat. Now, I got this figure, I believe, from thecommandstore.com, but it actually should be out and about at retail right now, along with its wave mates, the Alley Viper, as well as the repainted Gung Ho. Hopefully, the troop builders and hoarders have moved on so you can get yourself the copy that you want. I am a big Bat fan. Let me just start off by saying that. I think, I've heard different stories over the years about why the Cobra Bat was introduced into the G.I. Joe line and lore. The big one that I think is the most common story that I'm sure all of you heard is that even though Ronald Reagan had reduced some of the restrictions on the FTC back in the 1980s, you had all these independent parents groups, mothers groups, stuff like that, who were complaining about violence in cartoons. And obviously, G.I. Joe, that was a military-based cartoon, got a lot of the heat. Now, I was obviously very thrilled to see all these moms being able to protest and complain after finishing the cooking, cleaning, and other womanly duties in their home. little shot there for all you Family Guy fans. But in all seriousness, what ended up happening is these toy companies, even though they had the legal right, they didn't want to rock the boat because mothers were the heads of the household. Parents decided what their kids would buy, and at the end of the day, if they didn't like what their kids were seeing, they weren't going to buy the toys. So the Cobra Bat was sort of introduced to be the unhuman bad guy trooper that you could see G.I. Joe bash and smash and blow up, and it's not real violence. It's not human on human contact. If you notice, once the bats were introduced, you saw that a lot of the physical interaction between the Joes and the Cobra Troopers and Vipers sort of shifted a little. The other story I heard is that Hasbro was having such success with Transformers, they wanted to kind of bridge the gap with Transformer fans and G.I. Joe fans, and thus the Bat was introduced. Either way, the Bat has been a part of G.I. Joe since it was first introduced, and it's here now in this classically modern aesthetic that I just absolutely love and think is fantastic. So how about we pause? We'll come back and we'll take a look at all the accessories this comes with, because there's a lot going on with this figure. Okay, so one other thing I wanted to mention is, and I don't know, I've only heard this story once, so maybe some of you in the comments can tell me, but I also had once heard that the inclusion of the Bat had to do with the popularity of the Terminator movie. And they wanted to, I can sort of see a little bit of the T-800 in the Bat, especially in the arms, but I only really ever heard that once, so it's up to you guys. Anyway, as you can see, there's a lot going on with the Bat. And first off, we can actually have two different versions of the Bat. You can have the standard figure right here. You can also include this opaque chest plate and just clip it on there. I prefer to actually leave it off because I like the classic look with that open chest design. I wish there was like a clear lenticular cover that just to help simulate that look. But we can also do a battle damaged Bat using this broken chest plate, which I got to be honest with you, I was like, when I first saw it, I'm like, oh my god, they sent me something damaged. Then it dawned on me what it was, and here you have this battle damaged head that you can actually see a little bit of the optics right there breaking through. So you can, you buy two of these, you can have two different looks, or even three, depending on the variation. But the main draw of this set is the classic Bat accessories. First of all, we do have this nice little handgun. Now, when the Bat was reintroduced in the 25th anniversary line, the handgun looked a little bit more like a Desert Eagle. This just looks more like some futuristic blaster with a little, I think, like targeting sight on the bottom there. I don't think this looks like a Nerf gun. I mean, it really doesn't look like any of the Nerf guns I've seen, because I know they've been using those designs here and there in classified. But just go ahead. This can be stored in the hip holster right here. A little bit of a tight fit, getting it in and out. But the more you do it, the more it'll loosen up. But then we come to the backpack. And here's this classic Bat backpack. And I just love it. You basically have 2 holes right there and a 3rd hole underneath. And this is to store the various accessories. First, we have like this laser bit type of thing, and I can just fit right in and peg it into place. And here's a little trick to make sure it's going in. You can see like the little silver peg sticking out. Then, as we had equipped at the beginning of the video, this is the Flamethrower. Both of these, as well as the Handgun, do have little ports. I think you can use the Marvel Legend blast effects. And then that can go in right there. Make sure that goes in. And then finally we have the claw. Unfortunately, the claw is not articulated. It's in that fixed open position. But I would say, along with, this is one of the more iconic hand swaps for the Bat. Maybe right behind like the Flamethrower, the laser. Well, I mean, they're all really iconic. But you can basically store it here, or, any spot, you can store these on. But one thing I do want to show is how to swap the parts out. So we'll just use this hand, and either hand will work. You can do both hands, but pop that off, and then just pop the attachment into that socket. And what's nice is, of course, like on the original, you can just go ahead and pop the hand in, so you don't have any loose pieces rolling around. And of course, come around the back, and this can get a little tricky because your natural place where you want to push is actually up here a little more, so you might knock some of these attachments loose, but you can just go ahead and push the backpack in. In terms of articulation, the wrist joints, I should do go in and out. You do have double jointed elbows. They're a little bit designed differently due to the robotic aesthetic. Universal joints in the shoulders with the butterfly torso joint that can swing in and out for various movements, just like that. And let's see if we could get this one's, I think, a little stiff. Oh, there we go. Ball jointed head with the neck collar piece, so you do have a lot of articulation there. Ab crunch as well as a waist swivel. Drop down hips to give you that full articulation. Double jointed knees. You gotta work with them a little to get them going, but nice double jointed knee bend. And you do have the forward back ankle pivot, ankle articulation, ankle pivot, boot rotation, and you do have that thigh swivel. So the Bat is, of course, as articulated as any other Cobra Trooper, and I think that's absolutely wonderful. Just a cool looking figure. This particular wave of classified really was hitting my nostalgia joints, because my nostalgia points, because the Bat, the Alley Viper, those were 2 of my main go-to troopers, and back in the day. So yeah, I'm just so happy to have them. So how about we pause, and we'll come back with my final thoughts. Alas, poor Uric. I knew him well, Horatio. I had to work a little Shakespeare. How about that, folks? I'm giving you, we're talking toys, and I'm giving you Shakespeare. Who's your buddy, huh? I think it goes without saying I highly recommend the Bat. Definitely pick up one if you can. I know Target is going to be is going to have the Python Patrol bat, which is kind of interesting because I'm pretty sure there wasn't a Python Patrol bat back in the day. That was a more modern edition from like going back into the early 2000s, which is 22 years ago, but it's still considered modern. So it's, to wrap your brain around this, there are collectors who maybe the early 2000 Joe line, those early 2000 Joe lines were their first lines. So they know a Python Patrol bat. But anyway, that's going to be a Target exclusive, different color scheme. I'm obviously getting one of those. But nothing beats the classic. And I think you can really find them on shelves now. And honestly, for the price you're paying, it's about $22 to $24 now. Unfortunately, the price has gone up. You're getting a lot with this figure. You're basically getting two figures in one. All the accessories. Minor quibble. I think it would have been nice if they could included the old cartoon style rifle. I understand why maybe they couldn't or didn't. But again, minor quibble. This is a fantastic figure, and I really have to say, after maybe like the first two waves of Classified, where Hasbro was trying to promote that video game and there were distribution issues, so they stumbled a little, Hasbro has been delivering consistently with this line, and from what I understand, it's doing quite well for them. It's whenever Hasbro puts effort into G.I. Joe, you really get some magic. Depending on the size, whatever size, you do get some really incredible figures, great sculpts, great little accessories, attentions to detail. I mean, I could keep gushing, but definitely pick up the bat. That's what you want. So that's about it for this review. If you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. While I will always appreciate the views, the likes, comments, and subscriptions help to communicate to YouTube through their algorithms that my channel should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, please consider joining my Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. There's a little card here in the corner and a hyperlink in the description below. All I ask for is $1 a month or $12 a year. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you to help me help you bring figures like this to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. Hey, check out the new backdrop. Got some new little different colors. I think it's kind of invigorated the channel a little. But as I always say, if you can't afford the $1 a month or $12 a year, and believe me, in the times we're having now, I completely understand that. Your views are more than thanks enough. Patreon is just a cherry on top of an already generous sundae. You guys have been with me so long. We have just hit over 4,000 subscribers. I really love to see that keep going. Maybe we can hit 5,000 in less than 10 years. I hope so. But yeah, good things are coming. Always got something cooking for you. So let's just keep plugging along. This is your old pal Chuck for the Cobra Bat. We will see you next time.